In LA, the police can just decide, no judge, no jury, to take you from where you are and lock you up against your will, no due process, no equal protection. They can pick you up, hold you against your will, and doctors can force psychiatric into your system to make you incoherent. And it happens probably literally daily in LA. Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday? I'm doing quite well. I've had a lot of stuff going on in the last week and a bunch of personal commitments that I had to attend to. So that's where I've been. The last video that I made on this channel was concerning Bam, and I let y'all know that we had done another interview. Some things have arisen in the production of that, and it should be coming out hopefully today, maybe tomorrow, but we are working as hard as we can to get that out. In the meantime, some news has happened about 22 hours ago at the time of recording this video right now. TMZ exclusively reported that Bam had been placed in a 5150 hold. Now, I don't want to give too much away from the interview because I do want Bam to speak for himself, but he did tell me weekend before last that he would be heading to LA, and the purpose was to hopefully try and see his son. He also said that while he was there, he would be voluntarily seeking treatment. So the last time I spoke to him, whenever he was here, that was what he was going to be doing. He was going to be going to talk to Lamar Odom and Warren Boyd at Wavelengths to seek treatment. He also was going to be speaking with the people at the Betty Ford Center, which I did tell Bam at the time about the other celebrities who have been there and about Lindsay Lohan and stuff like that. If y'all don't know what happened with Lindsay Lohan and Betty Ford, then you should check out the BJ Investigates video that I did make about Lindsay. So I guess we can just read this TMZ article together and try and get some type of idea about what is really going on with the situation. I don't know. I wasn't there and all of that. I really don't know what happened with the whole situation, but there is some footage floating around allegedly of the arrest. Now, I have tried to request body camera footage, 911 calls, and police incident reports from LA County before and from the LAPD before, and they don't give it to me. I've tried to request it on Dahlia and Dia in an incident that they had. I tried to request it on Amanda Rabb, and they always tell me that it's like personal private information. So I will go ahead and request that stuff, but I doubt they're going to give it to me because they usually don't. Now, that could get me started on a whole nother side rant about how it's not private information if you're calling the law and they're recording stuff that's happening in public and stuff like that. But it's just like, unfortunately, we're going to have to go all the way to court with stuff like that. And I'm already in a little bit of a court situation. So this was, as you can see, published yesterday on the 5th. Today's the 6th. At 7:30 in the morning. It says, Bam Margera is a danger to himself and others, according to the police officers who located him in LA and promptly put him in a 5150 psychiatric hold, TMZ has learned. So in case you didn't know this, in LA, the police can just decide, no judge, no jury, to take you from where you are and lock you up against your will, no due process, no equal protection. They can pick you up, hold you against your will, and doctors can force psychiatric drugs into your system to make you incoherent. And it happens probably literally daily in LA. Law enforcement sources tell us LAPD officers tracked down Bam Sunday afternoon by tracking his phone. So Bam had a phone and they literally tracked it down like it was a manhunt. They eventually found him at Trejo's Tacos, the LA hotspot owned by Danny Trejo. We are told they made contact with Bam and found his erratic speech and behavior combined with recent unaliving threats that he's made against himself. Enough reason to call in a psychiatric evaluation team. Once they met with Bam, they determined he needed to be 5150'd. Our sources say Bam was taken to a mental health facility where by law he can be held for up to 72 hours. It's unclear if he is still getting treatment. As we reported, Bam's latest spiral started last week when he threatened to smoke bleep until he died if he doesn't get to see his son. The former Jackass star is in the middle of a divorce from his estranged wife, Nikki. This isn't actually true. They were never married. And he says she won't let him see their boy, which I do think is probably true. Then we have this tweet from Jess Margera. If anyone in the LA area knows of Bam's current whereabouts, look, a manhunt, or a hotel he might be at, please call the LAPD immediately. What crime has he committed? Who knows? I'm trying to get them to ping his phone, manhunt, but as usual, it's a whole huge process, and I don't think we have that kind of time. If you guys could all retweet this, that would be really cool of you, and thanks for your help. So Jess Margera is Bam's brother and a freeloader who lives at Bam's house. Bam, unfortunately, is basically homeless at this point because he essentially has a squatter living in his house in the form of his brother, who's also lying about Bam on social media continuously. Said that Bam was on METH and Bam took a drug test and was not on METH. So this is what Bam has as family. I can't imagine trying to navigate the world, not being able to trust anyone, and in particular, your squatter, freeloader brother. I cannot imagine it. Poor Bam is all I will say about that. Now, was Bam acting erratically? Was he slurring his speech? Was he perhaps drinking? Yeah, sure. But as you can see from this TMZ article, Bam didn't get the cops called on him for acting erratically. His family had the cops track his phone. Do you see how that's different? That's not the same thing as Bam was acting like a crazy fool out in public, beating people up, cussing people, causing a disturbance, throwing things, acting violent, so he had to be arrested. No, it was his family on an active countrywide manhunt saying, track him down, ping his phone. This is the type of thing that Lima would do. If anyone has seen my sister, she is developmentally disabled. Please. And then within 1 hour of posting that, Dahlia was found. So this is a Lima tactic. I don't know if Lima is involved this time, but if I had to bet every penny in my bank account, which isn't a lot of pennies to be honest, Lima's involved. If I had to bet, but I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so let's see what else this article says. On Sunday, Bam's brother fired off a desperate tweet asking if anyone had information on Bam's whereabouts. Just as Bam sent a text to family members that made them fear he was SUI dull. Now, if you do go to the internet and just type in, Bam Margera 5150 or whatever, there's all kind of articles. I bet you this one was written by Nicholas Houtman. No, Francesca Baccardi. So look, even though TMZ's fake news and they don't always get it right, that's who ends up getting quoted, right? According to TMZ. And I think it's really messed up because TMZ can get all this exclusive access to the LAPD, but whenever we, the people, try to ask for or request the public documents, they act like they're not public, which really gets on my damn nerves. I do want to go back and watch Bam Part 4 interview because like I told y'all, I did an interview with him right before he left Pennsylvania. Well, we did the interview in New Jersey because he came to my house and that's where I live. But right before he left to go to LA to hopefully see his son and to hopefully maybe seek treatment that he voluntarily is seeking, he did tell me a few things that I think probably were important. He called me up and he texted me actually, and he was like, I need to tell you some things. It's really important and I don't know when I'm going to be back. And so part of me almost feels like he might have suspected something like this might happen. That's all I really have for right now. I don't want to make this video too long because I do want to get back to work on the Bam Part 4 interview so I can get that out and y'all can see what some of the last things that Bam had to say were before he left for California. He will talk a little bit about the lawsuit with Nicki and all that. So all that'll be coming hopefully today, maybe tomorrow. I really don't. That's why I don't really like to make promises of when stuff's going to be coming because I really don't know. I just like to take my time on stuff and make sure that it's right, and anything can happen to slow down the production. But make sure you are subscribed to BJ Investigates because as soon as that's ready, we're just putting it out. It's not going to be like, oh, coming soon and all that. Is when it's ready, it's going up. So it could be going up at any moment. That's all I really had for today. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, meaning, okay, bye.